आज दिल्ली के चुनाव के नतीजे आए हैं और जनता का जो भी निर्णय है, जनता का जो भी फैसला है, उसे हम पूरी विनम्रता के साथ स्वीकार करते हैं।
भरोसा करने के लिए दिल्ली वासियों को सर झुका करके नमन करता हूं।
The capital delivered quite an election result today, bringing back the Bharatiya Janata Party to power after 27 years with 48 seats and the AAP reduced to just 22. Was it unexpected? I can tell you that I've been in touch with Aam Aadmi Party insiders since the beginning of the campaign, and they knew that losing was a real possibility. They were hoping that the fact that the BJP didn't have a very well-known face as compared to their bench strength would tide them over. However, just like in every election, the voters always surprise. So here's how it went down, my key takeaways. The big takeaway is that the Delhi voter was suffering a bit from AAP fatigue and anti-incumbency became a reality. Since 2013, AAP has been ruling the Delhi scene, decimating the incumbents, the Congress, and also overriding all the Narendra Modi wave. They were so big that they had 67 out of the 70 seats, and in the last election, still maintained 63. Finally, the voter seems to have accepted the BJP's pitch of giving them a chance. In previous elections, the Aam Aadmi Party had big ideas. For example, they said, if you consume limited water, we'll just make your water bill disappear. We'll reduce your power bills, and one of the biggest giveaways, they gave women free travel. But what was the big idea this election? Yes, the mohalla clinics and the schools may be great, but in the end, people were upset about the little but necessary things. Their drains that weren't fixed, the roads and the dodgy water supply. When AAP tried to blame Haryana for poisoning the water supply, it seemed more voters found it too gimmicky. AAP's core voters, for example, women, didn't come out to vote for him as much as AAP was hoping they would. After all, only men outnumbered women voters by 6 lakh votes. There are many AAP supporters who will rightly point out that the BJP created an inordinate amount of pressure for Delhi government. The BJP is the richest party and they used their money power, and also the AAP had to work without their chief minister, their deputy chief minister, and most of their top leadership for significant amount of time in the past 5 years because they were locked up in jail and no courts have upheld their charges. However, inside AAP too, there is grumbling about their own mistakes. For example, why is it that the campaign focused on law and order? They wanted to show that safety was a problem because of Delhi police being out of their control, but it didn't counter the anti-incumbency charge well enough. They got rid of 20 sitting MLAs, but was that enough? Were the tickets given to the right people? There is concern that old strategists like Raghav Chaddha, Sandeep Pathak were abandoned by a new power center of people like Vijay Nair, Durgesh Pathak and Arvind Kejriwal's trusted aide Vibhav. AAP's strength has always been to use all kinds of talent to their advantage. But did factionalism, which ails other political parties, seep into theirs too? So the AAP made the BJP's job easy, but the BJP added to this in significant ways. First and foremost, they kept their issues all local. In 2020, with Delhi riots, it was a highly polarized campaign. But this time around, all that BJP talked about was a double-engine government. They said that Sheila Dikshit was seen as efficient because her term coincided with the UPA's 10 years. And so if Delhiites wanted development, they should try the same with the BJP. They were also able to chip away at the clean image of AAP leaders. Who would have ever thought that Arvind Kejriwal himself would lose by 4,000 votes, and that too to an outer Delhi leader like Pravesh Verma? But all this talk about living in a big house and his party being part of a liquor scam may not have been upheld by courts, but worked for the BJP in perception. Politics, after all, is less about facts and more about perception, and this the BJP knew too well. A few days before elections, a group of us met JP Nadda in Parliament and we asked him how the party was doing. By that time, all their internal polls were pointing to a win. Nadda said that it was going well, but they had to focus on micromanaging. The micromanaging refers to a new way of booth management that they have developed since the Maharashtra elections, where they identify the toughest booths and focus just on them. So in Delhi, that was 4,000 of the total 13,000 booths, and they showered resources into them. A war room just for them, a call center just for them, and an app focused just for these booths. This paid off because in Delhi, they'd been out of power for so long they didn't have workers on the ground. So they brought in workers from neighboring states for 6 months, and this effort paid off. And finally, why is the Congress happy despite securing a duck for the third time in a row? It's because they are thrilled that the AAP has lost. They have basically been reduced to the role of a spoiler in the capital, directly responsible for AAP losing dozen seats. In New Delhi, Sandeep Dixit got 4,500 votes, while Kejriwal lost just by a margin of 4,000. Manish Sisodia lost just by 675 votes, while the Congress in that seat played spoiler by grabbing 7,000 crucial votes. The Congress feels that this election could lead to a better future where Delhi will come back to bipolar politics between them and BJP. However, Omar Abdullah, Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister, dropped a truth bomb where he said that defeating BJP required the India alliance to work better together. The Delhi elections are an existential crisis for the opposition alliance and their future. For now, though, the Congress feels that they are investing in their future. But with just a 2% rise in vote share at 6.3% for the National Party, the optimism is a bit hard to believe.